42 shows us what?
It's just a little bit close up of 7 and 8, 9.
And number 7, what was that?
The casing.
Number 43. Is that?
Close up, number 7, a casing.
Number 42 shows a relationship between 7 and 8.
Yes, sir.
And exhibit number 44 shows us.
A close up of the casing. Item number 8.
And 45.
Just another close up.
This up here, what number is that?
Number 9.
Number 46.
Mid-range number 9.
What is this right here?
The lamp post.
And what is this right here?
That's Oregon, the street.
And this right here?
63rd Drive, I believe. I mean, 60th Drive. Or 59th Drive, I'm sorry.
Would it be 60th Avenue?
60th Avenue.
The automobiles,
Yes.
where would they be in relationship to this?
To the left of the screen, number 11, and towards the north.
Okay, north would be down.
Yes, sir. The white car would be parallel along the curb line that you're seeing there, further north, down towards the bottom.
And 47 is a close-up of what?
Casing?
And number 9? That would be casing.
Casing, yes, close up.
And 46 shows us number.
Relation to the others, number 10.
And it's 48.
Mid-range number 10.
49.
Close up of number 10.
Number 50 is?
Mid-range 11.
And 51?
Close up of 11.
We're going to take a look at Exhibit 316. You see 12, 13, and 14.
Yes.
Exhibit 52. What do we see?
Mid-range 12, 13, and 14.
And we looked at exhibit number 316. Well, is the one that's pointed to by this arrow thing, correct?
Correct.
And then there's 13, and then there's 14. There's that little line.
That's correct.
And exhibit 53 shows us
Mid-range on number 12, a casing.
54,
Mid-range 13.
and then 55,
Close up of 13.
exhibit 56,
Mid-range 14, a casing.
and exhibit 57,
Close up 14, a casing.
We're going to take a look at exhibit number 316 again. 15 and 16 there.
Yes, sir.
Exhibit 58 shows us
Mid-range overall 15.
and exhibit 59.
Mid-range.
Exhibit number 60, I want to ask you about that. You see that right there? That's exhibit number 60.
Number 15.
Pardon?
Exhibit number 15. Oh, I'm sorry. Item number 15.
Then if we look at 61, it's the same one.
Exactly.
What's the, what are we looking at here with regard to this casing? All the other ones have been round. How about that one?
This casing is damaged apparently by a vehicle rolling over it. This is
And exhibit 62 is,
mid-range, a casing.
and that's number 16.
Yes, sir.
Exhibit 63 is,
Close-up of number 16.
how many total casings were there?
13.
So if we have 13 at this site right here, not total casings for the scene, what I'm talking about right here,
10.
10. And if we have 3 casings at the other, near the white car, that's how many?
13.
And then how many live wells were there?
2.
So total in play is 13 plus 2, correct?
Correct.
And that would be how many?
15.
Take a look at exhibits 200 and 201. And do you recognize what's in 200?
Yes, sir.
What are those?
5 casings, items 7 through 11,
And 201?
is, again, 5 casings, items 12 through 16.
What's the difference in exhibits 200 and 201?
Any objection?
No objection.
Exhibits 200 and 201 are admitted.
And these are the casings that we just looked at. Packaged, the unit person packaged.
Yes, sir.
Take a look at exhibit 64 through 68.
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize what's depicted there?
I do.
What is that?
It's the grass area to the east of the patrol vehicles and the Kia.
Is this a true and accurate depiction of that item or that area and any items that you may have seized that day, February 19th of 2007?
Yes, sir.
Move to the admission of exhibit 64 through 67.
67 or 68? Any objection?
I need to voir dire as to 64 and 65.
Go ahead. Do we have 64 through 68 or 64 through 67? What's the last number you got?
68.
Okay.
I apologize, 68.
Okay. All right. And you may voir dire the witness.
Thank you. As the photographs 64 and 65, that's not the final scene photograph, right?
I'm sorry?
You later came back and added additional markers to that area, correct?
We did a grid search and located these items and went back and identified them, yes.
No, there are two items identified in those scenes, right? Number 17.
17 and 18.
Okay. You later added additional markers in that same area, right?
Once we located some additional evidence up on the house, yes, or the apartments.
And those are shown on the map. As 32 N and E.
32 N and E, correct.
You came back later and added additional markers.
Yes.
So this is not the final scene photograph. This is an interim scene photograph.
This was one of them, yes.
Thank you. No other questions?
Any objection to exhibits 64 and 65?
No.
Exhibits 64 through 68 are admitted.
While this is being done, while you were conducting a search of this area, was it a situation that after you had, for example, these photographs taken, did other people come into the scene, for example, civilians or anything like that?
Civilians?
Or anybody that is not law enforcement?
No.
Was the scene still secure when you took the other pictures that you may see later?
Yes.
What is this right here?
It's the back of, I believe, Goidia's vehicle.
And this yellow line is what?
It's police tape.
Anybody allowed to go in there while that tape is up?
No.
Sir, did you have occasion to look at the vehicles, both of the vehicles that were there, Officer Polly's and Officer Goidia's patrol vehicles? Did you check to see whether there were any bullet strikes or any bullets on them?
Yes, of course.
And were you able to find any on Officer Goidia's vehicle or Officer Hawley's vehicle?
No.
How about the Kia? Were there any bullet strikes or any bullet strikes around the Kia?
No.
Whether you looked at the beginning or looked at the end of the search, did you see any bullet strikes there?
No.
And do you know whether or not that vehicle was taken in later to be examined at the Glendale Police Department?
It was.
Let's take a look at Exhibit 65. When we do that, you see this right here? What's the number? 17. And from the area that we've been looking at, which involving the casings, which is, we look at 316, which is this area, is there a straight line of sight between this area here and item 17, or are the cars in the way such that the cars would be hit?
No, there's
Relevance.
Overruled.
there is a straight line of sight.
And did you check the back of this vehicle, for example, to see if there were any strikes there?
Yes.
And were there any strikes there?
No.
Was there also a straight line of sight from that area this direction?
Yes.
And an individual standing where those casings were that we just talked about, Exhibit 316 here, is there, other than perhaps the palm trees, is there anything in their line of sight?
No.
Exhibit 65, what are we looking at there?
It's mid-range at number 17, which is a strike into the ground.
When you say that it's a strike into the ground, tell me a little bit more about what you're talking about.
You can see the ground is obviously disturbed. That's what initially drew our attention to it. So then we started looking at it, and you can see the directionality coming. It's from basically slightly west to east, slightly north, south. So it's going from the west up towards the north.
You were out there, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
And if you were standing right here, you see where I'm right around this area,
Yes.
would you be able to shoot in that fashion such that that hole in the ground could be made with a bullet?
Very easily.
Did you see this, or was this found with the naked eye, or was there other devices that were used, for example, a metal finder?
This one we found with our naked eye, and we dug it, and we located the projectile in the dirt.
So did you use a metal finder, or did you just start digging?
We just started digging.
Exhibit 66, is this before you started digging and actually what you saw?
Yes.
That's this area here, right?
Yes, sir.
Exhibit 67, what are we looking at there?
The projectile that was recovered from the dirt.
And Exhibit 68, whose hand is that?
It's mine.
And what are we looking at there?
The projectile.